Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we will be going over a bunch of easy and very basic watercolor leaves that any beginner can pick up on. There are so many different kinds of leaves out there, but today we will cover some of the most common and used ones when it comes to painting. So let's begin. I also will be using a brand new set of brushes I got recently, which I'm super excited to be trying out. For this video, I will be only using a number 8 and number 2 round brush. The link to this entire brush set will be in the description below. So for our first leaf, we will be going over a general standard leaf shape, but to be precise, I believe this one is referred to the olive plant, which I love. I am sketching this out lightly for you so that you know what to expect. These pencil marks can always be erased at the end, so do not be afraid to draw out your shapes before painting, as long as you remember to draw them light. To make this a little interesting, I will be overlapping 2 leaves here, and you can use this technique of overlapping any leaf carrying forward. So obviously, as the name suggests, I will be using an olive green base to start out to paint my olive green plant. This is actually my go-to color for leaves usually. I love it. Now simply use the tip of your brush and then drag that brush along using its belly and ending it with its tip again. While the paint is still wet, you can drop in a darker shade to add value, which is also called the wet on wet technique. Also, leaving a bit of white negative space is always a good thing to add natural highlight to your shapes. I'm actually quite liking this brush. I'm surprised on how I can get such thin lines even though I'm using a number 8. I'm just being lazy here, but you can always, if you're not comfortable, go back to your number 2 to get these thin strokes. I'm adding an extra light layer to the overlapping leaf in the front. And there we go, just like that, our first leaf is done. Now let's move on to the second one. So we went over the wet on wet technique, but for this leaf, we will be going over the wet on dry technique. I will be using this technique to demonstrate the veins that you see on the leaf. This time I'm gonna go for a light forest green color, and let's just fill those shapes in right away. So while the paint on the leaves are drying, I'm going to add a few branches and twigs here. Okay, so for the last step, using that same red brownish color and a number 2 brush, add a few thin strokes to represent the veins on the leaf, and you will be done. Alright, moving on, this leaf, I wanted to focus a bit on negative spacing and how you can use that to add elements to your shape in an interesting way. We will be using this negative spacing in the middle vein of the leaf. I'm going for a more dry leaf look for this one with crisper edges. So as you begin, be intentional in leaving the little white negative space in the center. Adding a darker color to the edge of the leaf will give it that dried leaf look. This next leaf is one of my favorites, and it is a eucalyptus. I think once you establish the drawing section down, painting these, become quite easy. Remember, these pencil marks can be erased very easily at the end, but just make sure to do that once your painting is completely dry. Eucalyptuses often have a peach magenta tone to them, so I'm popping that in places as well. I like giving my leaves in the back a darker tone to make the leaf in the front stand out more. Okay, so now moving on to leaf number 5, I believe. Yeah, so this one I know is a lot of people's favorite, and it is a palm leaf. Now there are so many different types of palm leaves out there, but I will be showing you the easiest palm leaf ever that can be painted with only one brush stroke. It's that easy. All you do is drag that brush along using the belly of the brush, and then slowly lift your brush once you get to that taper point. Try not to go over that paint too much once you lay down that stroke. Allow it to be natural and organic, which adds to its own beauty. And that is it. Easy, right? We are almost coming to an end here, but the next leaf I wanted to go over is a fern leaf, and if you don't know what that is, this one is just one type of it that I have in my plant collection at home. Aren't they so cute? I'm going to paint this one a greeny yellow color. So I'm just kind of wiggling and shaking my brush a little bit to achieve these loose and organic shapes. For these last 2 leaves, I wanted to quickly show you how you can paint smaller leaf shapes that can really look good around flowers and wreaths and so forth. They come pretty handy, so I didn't want to leave this lesson without showing you a little bit of these basic leaves as well. Okay, so I really do hope you enjoyed this video and learned some techniques in how to paint very simple and basic leaves. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, there are so many different kinds of leaves out there that it is impossible to cover them all in one video, but the ones here are a few of the most common, and I hope you get to try some of these out. They really are super fun. Before you leave, do not forget to hit that like button and subscribe for future art videos. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll catch you next week. Bye guys.